Hello and welcome in. I am MissKinghorn and we are back here in The Sims 4, and today we are building a huge house. So I don't know if anyone knows or if I told you way back. I'm actually supposed to be away pretty much now when you're seeing this. Unfortunately, plans changed and I'm still here and I don't get my holiday. But anyway, what I was supposed to be doing is going on a little bit of a mini tour of the Mediterranean. So a group of friends, it's going to be about 8 of us, were supposed to be taking like 2 weeks off to kind of go sort of hopping around, if that's the right word, the Mediterranean. And plans changed and some of us couldn't do it, and it just fell through. But what I did do is a lot of the research of like hotels, kind of houses to stay in for everybody, and I kind of got some inspiration. And then obviously plans fell through, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to waste all of this inspiration, all of these kind of really nice houses that I kind of wanted to kind of visit and things like that. So I thought, well, you know what, let's put them into the game. So yeah, here is actually probably the first house that we're doing. I don't necessarily know if we're going to do all of them. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see more. Yeah, let me know if you have any, if you want to see more. Anyway, so yeah, this is one of them that we were going to. I have actually changed this because it was originally going to be a 4-bedroom. I've changed it to just being a 3-bedroom with like a huge sort of main sort of suite, which you'll see later on in there. But this is in Tartosa. It's on a 30 by 30, which actually turned out to be kind of the right size lot for this. I managed to get kind of a nice sort of back kind of space in here. I was wondering when I was building this, because I didn't know how big it was going to be, so I kind of built it in the middle and then I can obviously expand out. But it actually worked out pretty well. There's plenty of space at the front, there's space at the back, so, and then there's not too much on the side because it is very kind of long in there. So obviously the home I was going to was actually like a holiday home. This one I've done as a residential home. You can sort of see bits and pieces here. I'm doing like one version of it and then like copying and pasting and doing a lots of other bits and pieces. But yeah, we have this kind of really nice sort of burnt kind of orange, which I absolutely love, and I think it works really nicely with like the ivory, and then those sort of lighter tones coming in with like the windows, the roof trims, all of kind of like the I'm not actually sure what they're probably called, but it's like the stones that go up on the edge of walls that I've kind of put in. You saw me do the first one, and yeah, I copied and pasted them in using Tool, and they've gone all the way around. Now, I apologize about the lighting here. I don't really know what happened. I think I came back in and like on a different day, and somehow the lighting, or whether it was just that I knocked the sort of day-night cycle or something, I don't know, but it kind of went very dark. But anyway, you've seen what it looks like on the outside. So this is sort of the front area here. I kind of wanted those nice sort of sweeping kind of planters, sort of fencing in there as well. I have to be fair, there's a lot of this, surprisingly enough, from the Lovestruck. There's a lot of like the debug items from Lovestruck. There is so much in the live edit and debug menus of Lovestruck, which is gorgeous. Not so much in the actual pack, but anyway, I've mentioned that. We're not talking about that again. But yeah, lots of these sort of fence pieces, the ones on the roof as well, you would see. So yeah, there's lots of bits and pieces that I've used that kind of all fit really nicely together in here. Obviously, we are using a lot of castle estates in kit in here. There is also the Riviera kit as well. They kind of, on paper, don't work together, but when I was actually kind of coming up with how this was all going to work, surprisingly enough they did. I think because of the colours kind of match, and I think because they're all kind of packs that we've had quite recently, they do all fit together, and I think the Sims team have worked hard, well, hard maybe, they've worked on picking a colour and sticking with it. Like, this is the black swatch, this is white, this is light brown, this is dark brown, rather than each pack having its own different colour. I think now we kind of have a standardised kind of white colour code, if that makes any sense to anybody, and I think it really works. So here, using that sort of lighter tones just to sort of soften the whole look up as well, makes it look really, really good in here. So this is the back garden. We are working on that before we go in. You just saw a glimpse of the floor plan in there. As I say, this is a 3-bedroom, 3 bathroom? 2 bathroom? 3? I think it's a 3 bathroom. It might be 2.5, but hey, floor plan in there as well. And then this is garden using the round pools. I've seen so many people absolutely loving them. I've got to be honest, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, thanks, that's great. Like, we should have had them years ago. I'm just not really overly impressed with the fact that we now have round pools, and it's not quite that big of a deal, personally. I don't know, let me know. Might be controversial, but yes. So we have got these in here as well, and then, as I say, using the Riviera pack, so we did obviously have the archways, and I think the candles and stuff on there, and then obviously like the floaty in here as well, and then using the little beach ball. Well, it's not quite a beach ball, it's the horse toy that we got for the horse pack, whatever that's called, a horse launch. There we go, it's in there. Sort of, because it's the right sort of size, just moving that up into the swimming pool kind of just gives you a nice kind of beach ball kind of look in here. And then a little bit of kind of box hedging that I normally do in sort of my older kind of more historic homes. I thought we could just get that in here as well. It's a really nice sort of path liner as well. So you'll sort of see I actually created the kind of put in the hedges before I put in the pathing, because I didn't quite know how the path was all going to work, and it can maybe be a little bit janky, especially when I came to like these diagonal pieces in here. And then a couple of plants in there, and oh, if you look at that, when we come back to the floor plan, I hadn't done the back garden. A little bit of slicing editing in here, but anyhow, this is the floor plan of the upstairs into here, and you'll sort of see how that all works out. And then, if by magic, we are back inside down here. So this is the nice huge entrance hall. I've got to be fair, when I kind of looked at this, I did kind of have to take a step back and kind of go, okay, how do I work it? And I think this floor plan is probably the maybe 3rd, 4th option that I've come up with, but it did make this area here really large. I could possibly have added extra rooms and stuff, but I didn't really see the need to. So yeah, you have this large area here, which I feel like maybe is used a little bit more than just like a corridor, which it can be, but obviously I've got this seating area here. There is like just sort of normal clutter pieces around the place as well, and yeah, I feel like maybe it's like a little bit more of a formal kind of area here as well. And then I have put together all 4 of these big sort of planters here from my wedding stories that kind of work in here really nicely. I've kind of smooshed them all together so they kind of have like one base, but then have like the 4 kind of trailing plants, which I think works in there really nicely, and it kind of gives a focal point and it breaks up the room as well. We do still have the bug with the stairs where the railing clips through. I don't know why that is still a thing. Can we please get rid of it? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a little bit janky, but anyway, I tried to cover it up. You probably would have seen on the outside with lots of sort of ivy so that you can't see it from the outside. Inside, I'm afraid I can't really cover that up at all. It is just there, but we get in the piano and then some just sort of general sort of entranceway clutter. I like to call this sort of section here. It's your normal bits and pieces. I go through looking for mirrors. Finally found somewhere where I can use the new mirror in here. Lots of sort of clutter, so books. I have this gorgeous new bird statue, which if anyone's trying to find it, don't bother searching for Love Struck. They failed to tag it. Basically, you can put in the tag for Love Struck and then just press enter on the search bar and it will show you everything. Yeah, it's just a little workaround for now, until somebody goes through and does their job. I'm gonna put it bluntly. This is the kitchen area here. Now again, it looks huge, but it was such an odd, weird shape that I didn't quite know what to do with it. And so yeah, we kind of have this little loads of counter space, which there is when I'm finished with this. There is counter space that you can use for like cooking and stuff, but then there's other bits where I've over cluttered it, and so it can be quite limiting. But your Sims will be able to use everything because I custom place everything. So your Sims may sort of clip in to certain products at certain times, but I have play tested and it works. So that's all fine in there. And then I wanted sort of these chairs up this end, but I didn't, they stuck out too much. So I've just kind of placed them and then kind of move them in with tulle just to make them look like they're tucked in, which, let's be fair, they should really be tucked in. The same as dining chairs, but anyway, so you can sort of see here I have loads of clutter all over the place. I've kind of gone OTT because I think this kitchen was so big that it could really do with going OTT. So you've kind of got over there like a drinks area, so you've got like a coffee pot, you've got a kettle, lots of cups and bits and pieces, and then just lots of pots and canisters and stuff like that ready for anything that you wanted. And then trying to work out where I want things to go in here as well. And I have a microwave in here. I also have a pizza oven as well, so there is lots of sort of activities you can kind of do in here, and also the mixer. I forgot that on the island here. Where we and then this is the only problem with doing custom chairs. I forgot that it kind of wants to connect itself. But anyway, we are coming up quickly to the end of the kitchen here. So last section of clutter, there is quite a bit of clutter. I wanted this house to feel very lived in even, and kind of that these people are here. It's maybe not a holiday home where everything's sort of pristine and everything's clean and everything's like put away, and maybe there's not so much items in it if it's a holiday home. I wanted this to feel and look very much like a family home. Now obviously I have created a family for this. I haven't uploaded them to the gallery. If you want me to, then let me know. But essentially it is 2 parents and then 2 teenage girls who are like complete opposites of each other. And you'll see that when we come up to their bedrooms. I feel like this is all kind of very grand, very nice and pretty and very over the top and very, very kind of me, until we get to the kind of their bedrooms. And I've done that on purpose. I've often said that I struggle with sort of girls' bedrooms, and that I wanted to kind of do a few more of them. I feel like I've done that now, but these 2 bedrooms are like chalk and cheese. They are completely different. So let me know which is your favourite, because I would like to know, and which of the 2 are you. I don't think these are going to be like twins, and I didn't do them as twins. I did them, at least in my head, they were like maybe a year, possibly 2 years difference, but they were both kind of like teenagers. They were both in that sort of teen sort of age category range in there. At least that's kind of what I was thinking in there. But this is the sort of living dining area, kind of very grand, very formal, as a home like this would do. I feel like the dad maybe has like a really important job. Maybe he's like a lawyer or a politician or something very kind of powerful, kind of, and maybe he has lots of sort of dinner parties and things like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. And there is a huge office as well. You'll see that that's actually coming up next in here. But this is the living room, and I kind of wanted a mix of kind of like formal yet kind of non-formal, if that makes any sense. So these chairs from Lovestruck are perfect because they can kind of be like swooshed together and make that sort of ultra modern kind of sofa that kind of feels like it's a sectional sofa without really being a sectional sofa. Your Sims can sit on them. I did have a slight issue on the like ones that are really tight. They couldn't sit on those, but like that's only like 2 out of all of the seats here. So there's plenty of seating options for everybody in this family. Then I kind of wanted to go with that sort of big band of kind of like marble kind of back in there. Now, some of you guys people would notice that there is some of the front end clipping through. Once I had placed that, I could not change it. It was in that weird little area that so much, like if you take it out, it kind of glitches out. So I couldn't change it, which basically meant it had to stay and I had to hide it. Hence why there is now a big long strip of marble. Anyway, I had to do what I had to do in here. But yes, using a lot of sort of the cushions and the rug here from the Luxe in there as well. I love that kit. Those cushions. I know we have also the base game cushions now as well, but they just don't scream expensive and things like that. And let's be fair, that's kind of my style. I like to go with big, historic, old kind of houses that have been updated and are now incredibly rich. And yeah, that's what I wanted in here. Also kind of created this little sort of reading nook. Again, this room was ridiculously large, so I didn't necessarily struggle, but I needed some way to kind of separate it out. So although you have, yes, more books coming into here, into this sort of office space, I wanted another one in there because I felt like, well, I couldn't put another piano in. An easel kind of didn't really work. There was no point in having like any musical instruments or anything like that in there. Like gym equipment just didn't really fit with the whole sort of vibe. So I struggled. So if in doubt, add in a bookshelf. It's pretty much my go-to. If I can get a plant in, get more seating in, and get a bookshelf, we're pretty much sorted. And that's pretty much what I do throughout this build, I have to be honest. You'll sort of see if I'm struggling to fill a space, they're pretty much my 3 go-tos of what to do. Like that nook there. There's a big plant. There's another one in the corner. I actually struggled to find that bonsai, and I knew in my head that we had it, but do you think I could find it? It's one of those items that's tucked away in some random weird little nook, but I knew in my head that we had the bonsai, and so I wanted it, and it kind of fitted in here. Again, very expensive, very old. It fitted. So yes. more seating. This time at the top of the stairs here. Yeah, it's another sort of dead space in a huge build where I didn't really know what to do. We have sort of broken it up here by having this sort of column in here, which I think breaks it all apart and makes it kind of like a little bit more unique and a little bit more space, like tighter and smaller space, because again, this is a really large area in here. And then another little plant at the top here, just to kind of fill out some space and also keep it with downstairs. So I've kind of gone in terms of like planting with kind of like the bright pinks. I think it sort of neutralized the orange on the outside. I didn't want to go orange everywhere, which there is kind of like a reddish kind of orangey swatch for those, but it just didn't feel right to me. So in the end I went for sort of a pinky kind of red in there as well, and then kind of neutralise the house. So a lot of it is sort of pale yellow, softer kind of tones, and then you kind of get to the bedrooms where I think only family members are going to be in here, so this is like their style. I feel like otherwise, like the rest of the house, maybe it's a historic building and they can't change it. Maybe because they have like so many dinner parties or important work, they couldn't really let themselves, like their own personality show. Maybe it's like a historic house that's been passed down the generations, something like that, where I think the bedrooms, they've kind of gone, this is us, this is who we are. I love this wallpaper, and I think I said it before, I'm going to use probably this wallpaper quite a bit as like feature walls behind, maybe like for fireplaces, kind of behind beds, anything I can kind of get in there. Like, it has so many gorgeous swatches, and it really makes this whole sort of room pop in here. I have kind of neutralised it with a lot of white and also a lot of white furniture, which there's not really a lot of white or sort of light cream furniture. Some of the furniture can be quite heavy, so kind of using that in here, but obviously a few little antique kind of pieces, like this mirror set, which I adore, in here as well. Now you'll notice I didn't put a wardrobe in there, so basically what I've done for like the main bedroom suite is you come into like the walk-in wardrobe, and then from there you have the option to go like into the ensuite, which is gorgeous. You'll sort of see that in the screenshots, and then sort of off to the bedroom as well. So it's kind of like a little bit of, it's 3 rooms really tucked into one kind of main sort of bedroom suite. And then this is the other bathroom. You can just sort of see a glimpse of it here. It has a big shower, it has a bath and everything else in there, but lots of sort of glam, very much OTT kind of gorgeous bathrooms in there. And with Lovestock we actually got a new sort of wall plant. It's kind of like it's like a living artwork piece. I think that's pretty much what it's called, if I'm not mistaken, for my trolls on Pinterest of scrolling through there. Basically it's like loads of plants, but like they're somehow attached to something. I don't know what the backing piece is going to be, but like they're actually living plants and they kind of grow and stuff like that. Essentially it's supposed to be vertical. I've rotated it with tool and made it a horizontal piece, and it looks gorgeous. I actually kind of prefer it lengthways, rather than kind of the vertical way it should be. I don't know, again, let me know in the comments. We've sped through this first bedroom in here, so this is what I'm probably calling the older of the 2 sort of teens in here. This is very much kind of a pink and blue. She's very much into her makeup. She's very much a kind of socialite. She's very much somebody who is a party animal. She likes going out with her friends. She likes sort of hanging around doing lots of sort of things like that. She's got a big group of friends and things like that as well. and I thought that sort of the pink with the light blue, it's not really a combination I've done, I don't think, but I think here it actually really works. Now this one, this is obviously the younger of the two, that maybe they've like only just become a teenager, but like they've grown up in this huge house, they've had this huge bedroom for like ages, and they're kind of very much a bookworm. They're very much somebody who likes being on their own, who reads lots of books and kind of is into not necessarily like full on sort of gothic kind of look, but they very much kind of are like black, they look lots of white, like it's very much kind of a dark academic kind of theme. That's what I was going for in here, and I think we have sort of got this in here. And look, again, lots and lots of books, little hints of gold coming through, which I think just sort of brighten up this space as well so much. Yeah, I love this bedroom in here as well. And then I have put a big computer in here. There's no one actually in the other bedroom, but I felt like maybe she was like an inspiring sort of writer, like, or journalism or something like that. That's kind of what she wants to go and do. So I felt like lots of books, kind of a lot of the book note kit. Taken the words right out of my mouth, kind of, in here. Lots of pieces from that, which fit this whole kind of vibe in here really nicely. Lots of sort of different swatches. One thing I would say, those candles are huge. I don't know why they had to be so big. Anybody who has like pillar candles knows that like they're usually quite thin. In here, even sort of like the big column ones are not that big. Anyway, it was really difficult to actually place them in there as well. So yes, this is the last room in the house, so we're coming up to the end of this video. So if you have enjoyed it, then please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. You can also subscribe to my channel. All of the links to my socials are also down in the description, so you can find me there as well. But until next time, thank you all for joining me. I hope you have had a good time and enjoyed this video. But until next time, bye everyone!